Hi everyone, my name is Rico Corona and I'm an Enterprise Success Manager here at Proxyclick. Today, I wanted to talk to you about how to manage multiple locations while inviting employees back to the workplace. This could be 5 locations in one state or over 50 locations in a global deployment. Inviting employees back to the workplace is tricky, but using Proxyclick, we can simplify it for all teams involved. Let's jump right in. If you haven't already, you can turn on the employee features by navigating to your settings, going to Employee General, and toggling the feature on. Once it's selected, you'll see that an icon appears on the left-hand side of the screen. This is our employee logbook and allows us to see any pending, checked in, checked out employees. It allows us to see if we've hit our daily occupancy limit, historical data, and it will also allow us to export employee information for those visits if we need to reference them at a later time. Once we've toggled on the employee features, we'll see a few other settings light up. One of the most important ones here is daily occupancy. Because of COVID, some states will have different requirements or guidelines on how to set your occupancy limit for your office. This could be percentage-based. This could be a specific limit for employees, but in this case, we'll go ahead and reduce the daily occupancy to stay on the safe side. We can also make sure to block employee booking when the occupancy limit is reached. This can be important. We can also make sure to block employee booking when that occupancy limit is reached as well. Finally, in the general settings, you'll see the ability to notify someone when a daily occupancy limit is reached. This can be important to notify building staff, HR, or even security. We can go ahead here and select email recipients, and we can list multiple recipients there to receive that email. Additionally, one of the most customizable features for the employee check-in is the booking section. This will allow employees to book their stay at the office with the Prover app. The Prover app is available for iPhone and Android devices and allows them to check in when they're within the limit of the building and book their stay a few days out. From the settings here, we can customize the number of days that employees can see and how far they can book out from the current day. We can also adjust the spaces and desks that are available. We can also partition the daily occupancy into spaces and desks. From here, you might have remembered that we had an overall limit of 20 employees in the office. Let's go ahead and say that we want to invite multiple departments to the office that day. We'll say that sales will have a capacity of 10. Support will have a capacity of 5. And marketing will also have a capacity of 5. From here, if we'd like, we can also upload the floor plans as PDFs directly to these spaces and desks to provide a little bit more insight of where they should be sitting. As an added feature, we've allowed a bit of privacy here by allowing you to hide the employee name if required. One of the most customizable portions of the employee experience is absolutely the questionnaire, and I highly suggest you make use of it. Let's go ahead and turn it on here and configure the flow. Now, this is a pretty standard flow for someone who has created an employee experience during the COVID era. We can see here that on the left-hand side, we can include questions, messages, images, and videos. You can feel free to edit your questionnaire and your employee experience by adding questions and messages, but you can also get creative by including videos and images if your marketing team wants to get involved. Now, there are 2 tips that I'd like to include for adjusting your employee questionnaire. The first is to keep the responses the same down the questionnaire. This means that if employees have to answer no to confirm that they are healthy, try to make that the answer through all of the questions of the questionnaire. Likewise, if yes would indicate that they are unhealthy or that they should maybe stay at home, make all of the answers yes point towards a denial message. The denial message is the other tip that I'd like to include here. Nobody wants to be prevented from checking into a location without being told why and without being provided clear next steps. A denial message should do exactly that. Let your employees know who to contact, let them know that it's okay if they don't come in that day, and finally, that they should probably wait a few days before booking another visit. All of this makes sure that they're not feeling out of the lurch and that they feel comfortable with the questionnaire booking experience. We'll also touch on these questions a bit later as they can be customized per location. And it's definitely something that you should take advantage of, as different states will have different guidelines. Finally, we can set a schedule for a questionnaire. This can be incredibly important because if we don't want someone answering a question or booking 2 weeks before they come on site and then not having their answers be relevant that day, I would personally suggest that you keep the schedule of the questionnaire to within a day or two of the visit to make sure that their answers are still relevant. I also wanted to show you some options that you have for checking in your employees. One of the most popular ones so far with my clients has been location-based check-in. Once you turn it on, you can configure it and you can adjust the perimeter for when the Prover app will allow your employees to check in. For those of you with campuses, parking lots near your office, or even multiple buildings, make sure to stretch the perimeter out to include all of those locations at once. This makes sure that your employees, as they're getting out of their car, can open their phone, get to their Prover app, and check in on the way to the front desk. If you're interested in a temperature scan for check-in, make sure to reach out to your sales rep or select Learn More right below the setting to understand what it looks like from a technical perspective. You cannot toggle on the temperature scan until you have the device connected. For those of you who want to connect your access control system, make sure to reach out to your sales representative to see if that's a supported access control system that we can currently integrate with. This is a popular option for my customers that have multiple tenants in a building. Make use of it. Now, I've switched over from my New York location to my Chicago office. Here, we may have different daily occupancy limits, so I'll go ahead and set those. Maybe we have a bigger office, more space, and the guidelines allow us more employees in the office. Maybe we no longer need to ask so many questions to our employees that are coming in as well, or we might need to ask questions that have different dates and different guidelines. We can go ahead and edit and configure that from the flow here. In this example, we'll go ahead and change this to a very hopeful 7 days. And we can remove a question if it's no longer applicable. I would highly encourage you to talk with your staff, your experience. I would highly encourage you to talk with your staff, your experience managers, HR managers, and on-site security so you can get a great understanding of how settings will need to vary at all of your locations. Finally, if at any time we need to open a new office, we can go ahead and do that quite easily through the Proxyclick interface. This makes sure that we can save our branding, our settings, and not have to do too much work to open up a new office. From here, we'll navigate to our location name at the top of the page, and we'll select Create New Location. We'll go ahead and add a Brussels office. And copy over the settings and logo.
Thanks, everyone. I hope you found this useful, but if you have any questions, please drop your questions in the QA box or contact us at support@proxyclick.com. Thank you.